Hello, friends. Today is September 10th. It is the day before my surgery. So I am going in for a double mastectomy. So I'll be going flat, an aesthetic flat closure tomorrow on September 11th. So what else could go wrong? No, I'm kidding. It's going to be a great day. It's a great week for a surgery. And I'm really looking forward to it in some weird way. I'm not looking forward to the fact that surgery is scary and they're going to put me through all sorts of stuff I'd really rather not do. But I also I feel like this is my choice, and I've had to work to find this and fight for this, and I am now going to get it. So I'm not going to back out now. And I'm certainly doing everything I can to get myself in the best sort of place to be to survive this really, really well. I think I've done everything I really could, a lot more than probably most, maybe not as most as some. I don't know. Some people probably go even more. I could easily see it. But I feel like I've done a lot of really good research. I've had a lot of really smart people pull together to help inform me and to get me the right material to inform myself. And I feel pretty darn empowered right now, which is I think that is definitely the best case scenario coming into this the day before surgery. I had a really great time with my friends this weekend. We had some disc golfers and some close friends that have been through some of this journey come together, and we did a bra burning party, and it was very fun. I had a blast. We did a killer job at pulling all the ingredients together to make really amazing tacos, and we got to stand by a fire in the night and throw our restrictive but yet supportive undergarments into fire, which they're very flammable, so that was really fun. The fire got pretty big a few times. And it was nice to see the wires hanging out at the end. So I have pictures of this. I will upload these at some point, and I'll keep on all the social media things. I'm truly I'm not that interested in social media, so it's hard for me to pull myself out of my world to put myself into some other virtual world. So it's just odd, but I'm doing it, and I'm going to put it out there forever, whoever wants to listen. So I'm going to give you a little rundown of what I've done today to prep for surgery and kind of what I'll be doing after, or my family will be doing for me after, to make sure that I'm, keeping on my routine. So this morning I woke up and I went out to Marshall. I had a 15-gram vitamin C drip where they kind of force it in, rapid infusion, much like I did on Friday, with a bunch of B vitamins and a couple amino acids. And they also did a pretty high 100,000 IUs of vitamin D. So into my arm. So that should be a good amount to have loaded up before surgery. You want to make sure you have a lot of B vitamins, specifically B12, around surgery time. And, so you want to make sure you kind of megafy it, I guess would be a way of saying it, but megadose it, which B vitamins are water soluble, so no big deal there. And I wouldn't be worried about the D either. If you look up research, they've done extreme doses on this stuff, and it's really great. So educate yourself. I have been doing some Pectisol, of course, and some genistein. This is the soy component that's awfully helpful to modulate a little estrogen receptors, but also to have an effect on the VEGF, which is essentially how they make, or cancer makes, blood vessels. So it helps to reduce that. So that's good. I'm on that. This is extremely important to help reduce chance of metastasis. And the more I learn about it, the more I've learned a lot of people use this for just general health. So Pectisol, it's modified citrus pectin. I'm actually really digging the flavor these days. I don't know what's changed. I thought it was gross the first few times. Now I'm really liking it. I did the lime infusion powder. So I don't know. If you're into it, give it a shot. The big stuff I've just learned about, I was just informed about cimetidine, which is Tagament. It's basically an acid reducer. And believe it or not, you can buy it in the stores. Believe it or not, it can help reduce metastases as well. It's been specifically, as far as the research that I was provided with, and I haven't done a lot of backup research, that it mostly can help, well, it's been studied with colon cancer, metastasis, and reducing that around surgery. There's another antihistamine that can be more, I think, specific for breast cancer, but it's harder to get. So this, if you take it 5 days before surgery and 2 days after, twice a day, 2 pills, it has they had over a 40-something% chance, or 40% decrease in the likelihood of it metastasizing, which, sure, why not? This is one of these drugs that they've kind of overlooked, you know. I'm not into antacids whatsoever, but it's sort of like plays into so many drugs that get kind of classified for one thing, and then eventually you look at it and you're like, oh, that actually does all these other amazing things. So like aspirin, for instance, was for aches and pains in the body, and they thought it was crazy when people wanted to use it for their heart health. But now, I mean, now they're all about it for heart health. You know, Prozac was like a blood pressure medication, and then they figured out while you're on it, you grew hair. You do lose it once you get off it, but that, I mean, hair, that's pretty great for people who don't want to be bald, so they're willing to do it, and that's why people are on Prozac often as well. So there's a ton of drugs like that. It's just about sort of labeling them different. There's many uses for things, and this one has a pretty good effect on sort of impairing cancer cells from being able to take hold somewhere else. The big one that I've been waiting for is my mistletoe. So this is the subcutaneous mistletoe. This one is specifically the Molly form, which is the apple tree. I've been doing the Fraxini, which has been the ash tree, European ash tree. So the Fraxini is the strongest. It's very, very intense, super high lectin content, pretty reactive in the body. The Molly, most of the women I met who were on the apple tree form of mistletoe, they said they didn't have really any bad reactions. So they always thought it was weird when I had crazy reactions. But I realize now that everyone was on different mistletoes. So it depends on your cancer and your constitution. That's how they decide what mistletoe you end up getting, which I feel pretty honored that I got the super strong one because it makes me feel strong. So I do miss me some Fraxini, but I like the Molly, so I just want to show you guys this because it's super adorable. When you open it up, you get these really cute little ampules. These are made in Germany. This is where Dr. Hancock is right now. I believe he's at I think he's at Abnoba. Pretty sure he's at Abnoba facility, so he's checking them out and getting all sorts of new things of learning, but I don't know how well I can even get that to look. So it's a Molly form. It's about 20 milligrams, but it's super cute. It's in these glass ampules, and you have to like pop them and break them, and then you have to fill them in these little syringes, pretty small needle point. This is the extra one, so it takes 2 syringes with one of these. You end up getting about 50 units, 50 cc's, I guess I would call that, of the fluid. And then you have to inject it, the mistletoe, and then you got to inject it into your subcutaneous fat. So I went for the leg. I went for my left thigh, and I am having a reaction to this. I'm sorry, somebody wanted to visit. Hello. I have had a reaction to the mistletoe in my leg. It's kind of just a little welt kind of thing, but nothing too bad. It's not like the way Fraxini would like sink and my whole side would be really red and inflamed. And yes, and Juno's such a lover. She's really coming into herself in the last few weeks. She's super sweet. Other than going for my earrings, she usually is, no, I'm just kidding, you're wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, I'm super grateful for this. This has been quite a nice addition to our life. And she has been just stinking awesome. But she'll let you know if she's not happy, so. That can be, you know, I think it's adorable, but it can be something to work with because she's super smart. Super smart. Thank you for the kisses. Oh, thank you. All right, go play. I think anybody who's up for some puppy therapy, do it. It's good stuff. It's totally legit. One of the things my acupuncturist has got me on, she's awesome, is some of these bromelain supplements. Health concerns. This is Resinol E. Resinol E. It's basically like systemic enzymes. It has bromelain. rutin, papain, it's got trypsin, chymotrypsin, and then it's got a whole bunch of other things like some ginseng, myrrh, frankincense, some really good stuff to help reduce the inflammation and potentially also spread of cancer. The stuff I'm excited about. I've been looking forward to taking this. This is 3 pills 3 times a day. So I am also going to keep up with my Vitalzyme, which is a systemic enzyme, but that one features a few others, including serapeptase. They kind of chew different things. And then I'll probably keep up with a little of the nattokinase. That's just 1 pill anyway. It's easy. And maybe toss in sometimes the systemic enzymes when I'm able. Those are kind of repetitive, so I'm not as leaning on those. We're going to lean on these for right now. But I think enzymes are a super great way to attack inflammation at the root cause. You need inflammation for surgery, let's remember that, but we want to make sure we're reducing it the way that makes sense so the body's not overloaded and has too much reaction, and that fluid displacement causes problems. And so the more you can get ahead of that, the better. And enzymes are a really natural way to do it. They're more regulatory. They're just going to hit it at a better side, including, I didn't bring it out here, but the black seed oil. I'm also going to probably keep up on some black seed oil. Those capsules are so much easier to take now, so I'm not as deterred from all the oil I've had to drink through the last few months. Definitely loving the capsules. But all those natural ways of reducing inflammation are going to be really key so that I'm not interfering with the drugs that they've got me on. So another thing that Dr. Hancock helped me get, or he hooked me up with, you know what? I'll show you in a second. This Resinol K, this is, by the way, liquid. This actually goes onto the scars or the wounds. It can. It also has the frankincense and myrrh in there. It's got dragon's blood. If you guys don't know anything about dragon's blood, that stuff's pretty cool. I got into that a few years back. Heals stuff pretty crazy fast. It's a sap from a tree. It's not really dragon's blood, but that would, maybe in some way it is. I'm kidding. That would be really cool, but I don't believe they're around. So, and a few other plants involved. So this one is going to be great topically. And she said every couple days you can put a drop in your mouth or so. She let me taste it 2 times ago, and I actually really liked it. So I'm looking forward to that. The thing that Hancock hooked me up with is ketorolac, which is Tormadol. I'm really terrible at drug names, but anyway, this is an NSAID. And he gave me, one of these wicked needles. They've got to be thicker. It's a much bigger gauge because I got to shove this into a muscle. It's got to go into a big muscle belly, so it's probably going to go into the vastus lateralis on the outside of my leg. There's many thoughts on this, and nobody really knows the answers because, of course, they haven't studied it. But he recommended me doing it the day before, so like the night before, the morning of, and after surgery. So get it those 3 doses. I only have 3 of those vials, full vial. Get those 3 in kind of early on. I went back and forth on this a lot. I trust him with my life, and I'm not trying to go against him. I do trust him, but I am worried about not sharing that I've taken an NSAID with my surgeon. I don't want anything out of the ordinary to come up. I'm on enough supplements. Obviously I've got to cut all these. I'm not taking these, really I can't take anything after 3, they said. You could take your last supplements 3 in the morning. I might take my enzymes at 3 in the morning. Probably this one. I'll probably start these and a couple of the Vitalzyme. But I'm not going to take any other pills or, anything because I don't want anything in my stomach. And I'm not even taking, I really tried to dose everything the prior weeks and then get it in earlier today. I've been definitely doing a lot of liposomal B complex just to add as much B as I can present. So I might take a liposomal because it goes under the tongue. I might take that in the morning. That would probably be a good one. Or right before I go to bed, which I don't know. I don't get a lot of energy from bees, but some people do, so I may not. I don't know. I haven't decided on the bee yet, but it doesn't really matter. I definitely got enough bees in. If I don't do anything about it, then I'm fine. Something that I think is going to be partially helpful after surgery. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm definitely more foggy-brained and a little jumpity. Not because of the surgery. I do think some of the chemo stuff's starting to set in a little. Maybe not. Maybe I've just always been like this. But I was going to say my compromise for this is that I'm going to wait till after the surgery and hit the inflammation from that side, because I have so many other things coming into the mix that I would feel better about using this sort of as a pain reliever. When they say you can take an NSAID after, no problem. The reason they were worried is about the thinning of the blood. This one only thins. It goes from 2% thinning to like 3.5. So that's pretty insignificant. So it's not like that's the problem. Again, there are interactions with these things. I've never really, I've dove into a lot of different drugs before, but I tend to look at what they deplete us in and their contraindications. I don't often know all of how they function mechanistically, so I don't like taking things I don't understand, which probably sounds crazy from other perspectives, because I probably take a ton of stuff that probably a lot of people don't understand, but I take that because I do understand it as far as what we understand, and I am aware everything you take is a risk. So you never know anything, and you just have to hope that there's good ethics behind all these companies. So I've found, I think, some killer companies. So I'm going to take it after surgery. We'll bring one with us. If we can do it in the car ride home, great. Otherwise, we'll just do it when we get home. You can do them every 6 hours. I'll probably just do one a day. Maybe I'll just do it more toward the end of the day or morning, whenever I feel like I need maybe another assist. I don't know. There is a liver toxicity that does worry me. So if I don't need it, I may not use it. But we'll just see. I am going to do some melatonin around this surgery. I'm going to do high dose, mostly because I think it could also help keep the cancer on the more shut off side of things. So maybe it's not super revved up and looking for a new home. Plus it also just puts you into a better healing spot, I guess. Not mentally, but physically, paraphysiologically. I'm also, of course, doing my reishi and turkey tail. I've been taking mushrooms this whole time. They've kind of got a back seat lately because there's so many other things that shine in the routines. But I think mushrooms are extremely important in probably all cancers. And the big ones for me I've been trying to hit are the reishi and the turkey tail. I do have a maitake tincture at the office I take when I'm at the office, and I use the mouth spray I showed you guys in previous videos with kind of a whole synergistic blend of them. I love that as well. So I'm definitely taking that. I'm also really increasing my protein the last, few weeks, but really in the last couple days I've revved it up quite high. So collagen in the morning in my coffee or matcha. I've also found a company that does some like liver crisps or like heart crisps. So these are kind of, the liver ones are really livery. They're really strong smelling. If you don't like liver, that's a tough one. They have some with flavors that I think help it a little bit. But I find if I put this in with other things, like I did a stack with a little bit of goat cheese, and I had like the liver crisp as like the cracker kind of thing. That was okay. It kind of hit it a little bit. I ended up crumpling it into a soup. And now I'm fine with it. Like, I don't know, I guess there's a breaking point. You start eating them. I got to get this stuff all in, and organ meats are super dense in minerals. So I am taking organ complexes, but I'm trying not to take a ton of pills. So I'm trying to eat as much as I can. And I love the heart. The elk heart crisps, these are good. I don't even need any flavoring on them. I actually think they taste great. I know exactly what they are. You're not going to hide it from me. I don't think this is a leg or arm meat. I can tell that that's an organ, but it is a good organ. Heart is just, people underestimate it. Apart from all of my fancy little things I'm doing, I'm still keeping with the basics as far as what a lot of people think of cancer, and I'm still rocking that cannabis world. So I just got hooked up with more RSO, which is super, kind of, it just looks weird, but it's in a vial like that. And I'm just really fortunate to have somebody who knows somebody who is able to make that, because it's not an easy process, and I am super grateful. So thank you for the person who helped me source that. I also have another friend who helped me source this avocado oil. They kind of call it an RSO. It's not technically, but it's a pretty good full spectrum product. So I haven't even tried this one yet. I'm excited. I just got this. I'm just excited it's not going to have that alcohol-y kind of strongness, because all my mushroom tinctures sure are strong. It feels like I'm taking a shot. And I've also got from a very dear friend I haven't gotten to see in a long time, and I miss you guys very much, these awesome THC drops. This stuff has been great. I've tried to save it. I've done some. I love it. I've tried not to go crazy because I also wanted my tolerance to be pretty low so that I could get the most benefit with the least amount of running through all of my products for surgery, because I do feel like my tolerance kind of increases fairly quick. Another big topic of the day is that I think we're going to buzz this off. From the front, don't look too bad, but I got some pictures of my side view, and I've had a few people mention, you can probably see it in the film, but oh my gosh, it's getting pretty mangy. So it's thin, and as I just like hold and pull, you probably can't see that really well. It's so hard to see on cameras, but there is a ton of hair that comes out, so I can just do that and like tons of it. I mean, I'm just like, I feel it all the time. It's tickling me. It's getting in my shirt. It's getting in my eyes. So I think we're going to buzz it tonight, be done with it so we don't have to worry about this through surgery. I'm pretty sure it's all dead. I'd like to see the new stuff come in with not too much interference. So this is probably going to go, cats. Let's get rid of it. It's time. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. It does not feel like a Tuesday to me. I couldn't believe people were, outside City Hall and all these places. I thought it was a Sunday. It feels like a Sunday to me. So it's a Tuesday. This is super surreal, but I am so far feeling really good about my decision. So I'm going to get in there and write out my little pre-op note to the pre-op nurse and the doctor to let them know my stance on the lymph nodes and tell them how I feel, but also let them have their professional opinion on it as well, because this is what they do every day. So I will have to let you guys all know how I do on the other end. Thanks for hanging in this fairly long video. I hope I didn't overwhelm you guys. I'm sure I did. I have stacks of everything out here, so I'm sure it was overwhelming. But I'm really excited, and I hope that, we get through this and it goes really smoothly, and I'll keep you posted. The goal is to come home tomorrow after surgery and just chill. So I hopefully will not have to stay in the hospital. If I do get stuck there, it's because I have a bleed or some complication that came up. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and stay posted because I will put another video out at some point. I just don't know how, I don't want to put a stupid video out of me just like, well, no, I'm not going to do that. So, but Sarah might, my partner might. So keep an eye on those. I'm just kidding. She would never. I love you all, and thank you so much for hanging in there and supporting me and keeping track of this journey of mine. I really appreciate it. I'll be out of work for 6 weeks. So hopefully I don't get stir crazy, and hopefully everything goes smooth in these 6 weeks. But I love you all. Thank you. See you next time, and on the other side.